Did you know that many women over 60 have a secret for effortlessly keeping their house tidy, even when they live alone? You might think keeping everything clean and organized is an impossible task, especially when you don't have anyone to help you. The truth is, over time, clutter can accumulate and make the house feel overwhelming. But here's the good news. It doesn't have to be that way. Today, you're going to discover 15 amazing tricks women over 60 use to keep their homes spotless and calm, without stress or complications. This video isn't just a list of tips. It's a practical guide that can change the way you think about cleaning and organizing. Do you want to know how to make your house look perfect with less effort? Would you like to learn how to be more organized, save time, and feel proud of your space? Then stick around until the end, because one of the most powerful tips is reserved for the last few minutes. The best part is that these tricks are simple and accessible to anyone. You don't need expensive products or special equipment. You just need the desire to try something new and see how small actions can make a big difference. Whether you live alone or with someone, these tips will help you enjoy a cleaner, more comfortable, and easier to maintain home. Get ready to discover methods that not only organize your home, but also free your mind and make you feel calmer and happier in your own space. Are you ready to transform your home? Then join me and learn these 15 foolproof tricks. I assure you, after this video, looking at your home will be a totally different experience. Don't miss it. Organize by zones and simplify your daily life. Often clutter arises because we don't know where to start, or because we accumulate things in one place without any control. When we live alone, it can seem complicated to keep the house tidy because there's no one to remind us what to do or help divide up the tasks. Plus, having everything mixed up makes cleaning a long and exhausting task. But here's the key. Divide the house into zones and dedicate a little time to each one instead of trying to clean everything at once. How do you do it in practice? Imagine you divide your house into 3 areas: the kitchen, the living room, and the bedroom. One day you focus only on the kitchen, another day on the living room, and the next on the bedroom. You don't need to dedicate hours. 20 or 30 minutes per zone is enough to keep everything under control. For example, if you decide to clean the kitchen today, start by removing everything that doesn't belong there. Then organize the cupboards and wipe down the surfaces. The next day, repeat the process in another area. This makes the task more manageable and less stressful because you're not trying to do everything at once. Plus, you can use a simple list to remember which area you need to address each day. This zone-based organization helps you stay on top of things without feeling overwhelmed. The benefits are clear. First, you reduce the time you spend cleaning each day. Second, you prevent clutter from accumulating and growing without you even realizing it. Third, by having a plan, you feel more motivated and satisfied because you see constant progress. And best of all, this method is flexible. It adapts to your pace and needs. It doesn't matter if one day you can't spare the time. You simply pick up where you left off without a problem. This way, little by little, your house will always be in order, and you'll have more time to enjoy what you love without the burden or worry of clutter. Zone-based organizing is a simple yet powerful trick that many women over 60 use and that you too can apply today. You'll see how your routine changes and how it feels to live in a clean and harmonious space. Want to try it? Start now and feel the difference. Get rid of what you don't use. Often clutter isn't just due to a lack of time or organization, but because we accumulate things we don't really need. This happens a lot when we live alone. We keep mementos, objects we think we'll use someday, or simply things we leave just in case. The problem is that having too much stuff makes the house look cluttered, difficult to clean, and above all, makes us quickly tire of trying to keep everything in order. The solution is to learn to let go and make space for what really matters. How to do this? Start by choosing a small space, like a closet or a chest of drawers. Take out everything inside and honestly review each item. Ask yourself, have I used it in the last year? Does it make me happy? Is it really useful to me? If the answer is no, then it's time to say goodbye. You can give away, sell, or simply throw away anything that's in bad condition. For example, imagine you have a box full of clothes you no longer wear. Instead of leaving it there, separate the clothes you don't wear to donate to someone in need. This way, you'll free up space and perform an act of generosity that will also make you feel good. By applying this simple practice, you'll notice that your house becomes lighter and easier to keep clean. Plus, when you have fewer things, it's easier to find what you're looking for, and you'll spend less effort organizing. Another important benefit is that this habit helps you have a calmer mind, because physical clutter often generates stress and a sense of chaos. By letting go of what you don't need, you also make room for new energy and to better enjoy your home. You don't have to do everything at once. You can dedicate 15 minutes a day to this exercise, and little by little you'll see great results. Remember that less is more, and that having a clutter-free environment is key to feeling good and living more comfortably. This is one of the most powerful tools women over 60 use to keep their home tidy and their lives balanced. Are you up for trying it today? Start with a small space and feel how your home and your mind become more open. You'll find this change will make taking care of your home much easier and more enjoyable. Short and consistent routine. We often think that to have a clean and tidy house, we need to dedicate hours at a time. But that can be exhausting and difficult to maintain, especially if we live alone. The problem is that when we let too much time go by without cleaning or tidying, the clutter accumulates and then seems like an impossible mountain to overcome. Therefore, a simple and effective solution is to create a short daily routine with activities that take no more than 10 or 15 minutes each day. How to put this into practice? First, choose times of day that are comfortable for you, such as right after breakfast or before dinner. Then, define small tasks for those minutes. For example, sweeping the kitchen floor, picking up misplaced clothes, clearing the table, or quickly wiping down the furniture. It's not about cleaning the entire house at once, but rather keeping it tidy little by little. Imagine that each day you spend just 10 minutes tidying a different space. On Monday, you clean the living room, on Tuesday, the kitchen, and on Wednesday, the bathroom. This way, you effortlessly prevent clutter from growing and dirt from accumulating. A real-life example. Rosa, a 65-year-old woman, says that she used to try to clean the entire house one day a week, but ended up tired and wanting to give up. Now, with her short daily routine, she feels like her house is always clean and that she has more energy to enjoy other moments. The benefits of this routine are many. First, it helps you keep the house presentable without taking up too much time or energy. Second, it prevents cleaning from becoming a chore or boring task because it's quick and easy to do. Third, it gives you a sense of control and daily satisfaction because you see results every day. Additionally, this consistent routine helps prevent accidents or health problems, as a clean house reduces dust, humidity, and other factors that can affect well-being. In short, creating a short and consistent routine is a simple but powerful trick that many women over 60 use to take care of their home without stress. You don't need to do everything at once. Just take small steps each day. This way, your home will always be ready for guests or for you to feel comfortable and happy. Want to start today? You only need 10 minutes and the desire to try this way of keeping your space tidy. You'll see how your life changes and how much easier it becomes to take care of your home. Use baskets to keep everything in its place. Often clutter arises because objects don't have a fixed place to be stored. This leaves things scattered everywhere, and in the end, the house looks like chaos. When we live alone, it can be difficult to find the time or energy to tidy everything up several times a day. Therefore, a practical and simple solution is to use baskets or boxes to group and store the items you frequently use in each space. How to do it? First, choose a few baskets that you like and that are the right size for the items you want to organize. For example, in the living room, you can have one basket for TV remotes, another for magazines, and another for small accessories like glasses or keys. In the kitchen, one basket for cleaning products and another for vegetables that don't need refrigeration. The important thing is that each basket has a clear function and a fixed place where it should always be. For example, Maria, a 62-year-old woman, says that she used to have remotes, magazines, and glasses scattered all over the living room table. Every time someone came over, she felt embarrassed because everything was so messy. Now she uses 3 different baskets, and everything has its place. When she's done using them, she simply places each item in its basket and the basket back in its place. This has saved her a lot of time and stress. The benefits of using baskets are several. First, they make organizing easier because they help you gather things that would otherwise be scattered in one place. Second, they make cleaning faster because instead of picking up items one by one, you just have to move or clean the baskets. Third, they help keep the environment visually cleaner and more harmonious, which improves your mood and the feeling of well-being in your home. Plus, baskets are easy to move, so you can take them from one place to another if needed. You can also customize them with fabric or labels to match your style and make them even more practical. In short, using baskets is a simple yet very effective trick that many women over 60 use to keep their homes tidy with less effort. You don't need a large investment or special products, just a little time to organize and put everything in its place. Want to try it? Find some baskets at home or in stores and start grouping your items today. You'll see how your home looks more organized and how you feel calmer and happier in your space. This small change can make a big difference in your daily life. Make your bed every day. Although it may seem like a small detail, making your bed every morning is a habit that many women over 60 use to keep their house tidy and start the day with energy. The problem this simple action solves is bigger than you might imagine. When the bed is messy, the bedroom seems chaotic, and that clutter can influence how you feel throughout the day. Plus, if you don't make your bed, it can be harder to keep the rest of the room clean and organized. But when you make your bed, you create an atmosphere of order and calm that reflects throughout your day. How do you put it into practice? It's very simple. As soon as you get up, spend a couple of minutes straightening the sheets, arranging the pillows, and leaving the bed looking nice. It doesn't need to be perfect, just tidy and pleasing to the eye. For example, Carmen, a 68-year-old woman, says that when she started making her bed every day, she noticed that her bedroom felt like a different space. She felt more motivated to keep everything clean and even wanted to spend more time there. Plus, when someone came to visit, she wasn't shy about showing off their room. The benefits of making your bed every day are many. First, it helps you start the day with a small victory, something that's already done and that gives you the momentum to move on to other tasks. Second, it improves the appearance of your bedroom, making it look more tidy and inviting. Third, it makes cleaning easier because a made bed makes it easier to vacuum or sweep the floor without obstacles. This habit also influences your emotional well-being. A tidy space can reduce stress and help you feel calmer and more in control. Making your bed is a simple yet powerful trick that effortlessly transforms your routine and your home. You don't need a lot of time or energy, just consistency. If you don't have this habit yet, today is a good day to start. You'll see how your perception of order changes and how much better you feel in your own home. It's an easy and effective way to take care of your space and yourself, step by step. Create a daily to-do list. Sometimes keeping the house in order seems like a huge and confusing task. We don't know where to start, what to do first, or what's most important. This creates stress and often frustration. When we live alone, this feeling can be even greater because there's no one to help us organize or remind us what to do. Therefore, one solution many women over 60 use is to create a simple daily to-do list. This list helps you be clear about what you need to do each day without feeling overwhelmed. How to put it into practice? First, write down on a piece of paper or in a notebook the basic tasks you need to do to keep your house in order. They can be small things like washing the dishes, sweeping an area, organizing clothes, or cleaning the bathroom. Then each day, Choose a few of those tasks to do. You don't have to do everything at once. The idea is to move forward little by little. For example, Anna, a 65-year-old woman, says that she used to feel lost and put everything off. Now, every morning she reviews her list and decides what to do that day. This way, she feels she has a plan and can accomplish it without stress. She also likes to check off completed tasks because it gives her a sense of accomplishment. The benefits of having a daily to-do list are many. First, it helps you organize your time and energy because you know exactly what you have to do. Second, it reduces stress and anxiety because mental order is reflected in the order of your home. Third, it motivates you to move forward because you'll see how little by little your house stays clean and tidy. Furthermore, this list can be adapted to your needs and to the days when you have more or less energy. It's not an obligation, but rather a guide to help you. You can also use colors or symbols to highlight the most important tasks or the ones you like the most. In short, creating a daily to-do list is a simple yet very effective trick for keeping your house tidy, especially when you live alone. It gives you control, clarity, and peace of mind. Want to try it? All you need is a piece of paper and a pencil. Start today and feel the difference of having a plan that accompanies you in your routine. This way, taking care of your home will be easier and more enjoyable. Before we move on to the next tip, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel. That way, you don't miss any of the ideas we have to help you keep your house tidy. Also, turn on the notification bell so that every time we upload a new video, you'll be one of the first to know. And now, I'd love for you to tell me in the comments, which of these tips do you already do at home? What city are you watching from? And which idea has surprised you the most so far? Your opinion is very important and helps us bring you content that really helps you. Don't forget that keeping your house tidy is possible, and with these tricks, every day will be easier and more enjoyable. Feel free to share and join this community. Now let's get on with the content. Take advantage of the mornings to tidy up. Often clutter accumulates because we put off cleaning and organizing tasks. When we live alone, it's easy for motivation to drop and things to go undone. The problem is that if we don't make good use of our time, the chaos eventually grows and becomes harder to control. Therefore, a trick that many women over 60 use is to take advantage of the first few hours of the day to do small tidying tasks. How do you do it in practice? As soon as you wake up, before starting your daily activities, spend 10 to 20 minutes picking up anything that's out of place. For example, if you see clothes scattered or dishes on the table, put them back. You can also quickly clean a surface or air out the house by opening windows. A real-life example. Marta, a 63-year-old woman, says that she used to feel too tired to tidy up in the afternoon or evening. But when she started using her mornings to do these tasks, she noticed that the rest of the day her house stayed cleaner and she felt more cheerful. Plus, that small morning effort prevented clutter from piling up. The benefits of using your mornings to tidy up are many. First, you start the day with a sense of accomplishment and control. Second, you prevent tasks from piling up and becoming overwhelming. Third, you keep your house cleaner and more organized without having to dedicate large blocks of time. Plus, this routine helps your mind be clearer and calmer because a tidy space greatly influences how you feel. In short, taking advantage of the mornings is a simple yet very effective tip for keeping your home tidy, especially if you live alone. You just need a little discipline and determination to incorporate this habit into your daily routine. Want to try it? Start tomorrow and feel how it changes your day and your home. You'll see that with small steps, tidiness becomes a natural part of your life. Label everything and save time. Often, clutter arises because we can't remember where we store certain things or because objects get mixed up. This creates frustration and wastes time looking for what we need. When we live alone, this problem can be even greater because there's no one to help you quickly find what you're looking for. Therefore, a trick many women over 60 use is to label boxes, baskets, containers, and shelves. How to do it in practice? First, get adhesive labels or simply use paper and tape to make homemade labels. Then, label each container with its contents. For example, in the kitchen, you can put a label on the box where you store spices that says spices, another on the basket with cleaning products, and one on the shelf with towels that says towels. The important thing is to be clear and place the labels in a visible place. A real-life example, Elena, a 70-year-old woman, says that before labeling everything, she spent a lot of time looking for things and sometimes forgot where she put them. Now with labels, everything is simpler. When you finish using something, you know exactly where to put it. And when you need something, you can find it in seconds. The benefits of labeling are significant. First, you save time because you don't have to search or guess where something is. Second, you stay organized with less effort because you know where to put everything. Third, you reduce stress and the feeling of chaos because the house feels more organized and easier to manage. In addition, labeling is a habit that helps you be more consistent in order and makes cleaning easier. In short, labeling is a simple, inexpensive, and very effective trick for keeping your house tidy, especially if you live alone. You don't need a lot of time or special materials, just the desire to make your home more comfortable and easier to care for. Want to try it? Start with a small area, like the kitchen or bathroom, and feel how your routine and your space change. You'll see that with this small action, everything becomes simpler and more enjoyable. Limit your purchases and avoid hoarding. Often, one of the biggest problems with keeping your house tidy is the accumulation of objects and things we buy without considering whether we really need them. When we live alone, it's easy to fall into the temptation of buying things on impulse or just in case, and this quickly fills up the space and makes it difficult to organize. Furthermore, the more things you have, the more time and effort it will take to clean and organize. The solution lies in learning to limit your purchases and being aware of what you really need. How do you do this in practice? Before buying something new, ask yourself these questions. Do I really need it? Do I have space to store it? Will I use it soon? If the answer is no, it's better to wait or not buy it at all. For example, Carmen, a 67-year-old woman, says that she used to buy many things that then ended up sitting in boxes or closets unused. When she started limiting her purchases, her house became more tidy and easier to maintain. She also saved money and felt more at ease. The benefits of limiting your purchases are clear. First, you prevent clutter from growing and becoming unmanageable. Second, you keep your home cleaner and more organized because there's less to organize. Third, you save money and avoid spending on unnecessary items. Furthermore, this habit helps you become more aware of your needs and appreciate what you already have. In short, limiting purchases is a simple but very powerful trick for keeping your home tidy, especially if you live alone. It helps you control your space, time, and money. Want to start today? Before buying something new, think carefully about whether you really need it and make room for what you already have. This way, your home will be a more harmonious and easier to maintain place. You'll see how this change makes housekeeping much simpler and more enjoyable. Create a space for everything. One of the most common problems with keeping your house tidy is not having a fixed place for things. This leads to things getting lost, piling up, or getting thrown around. When we live alone, it can be difficult to remember where we put certain things, and without a system, clutter grows quickly. Therefore, a very effective trick is to create a specific space for each item you use in your home. How do you do this in practice? Start by observing your items and thinking about where it would be best to store them so you can find them quickly and easily. For example, shoes can have a shoe rack or a shelf near the door. Keys can have a hook or small box in the entryway. Books can have a special shelf or table. A real-life example, Isabel, a 64-year-old woman, noticed that her things were always scattered and that she wasted time looking for them. She decided to assign a place for each item with boxes, shelves, and hooks. Now when she finishes using something, she puts it back in its place, and this way, her house stays tidy. The benefits of creating a space for everything are many. First, you save time because you know where everything is and don't have to search. Second, you maintain order with less effort because having a fixed place makes it easier to put away and clean up. Third, you reduce the stress and frustration caused by clutter. Additionally, this habit helps you take better care of your belongings because keeping them in their proper place means they are less damaged and last longer. In short, creating a space for everything is a simple but very powerful trick for keeping your house tidy, especially if you live alone. You just need to observe, organize, and commit to putting everything in its place. Want to try it? Start small with a small area and feel how your home becomes more organized and pleasant. You'll see that this small change makes a big difference in your daily life. Don't stop checking out my ebook that was made especially for you. The link is posted in the comments so you can access it whenever you want. This ebook contains a step-by-step guide to various cleaning strategies that can be applied every day in your home. The material is super practical, straight from the start, and was designed so that you want to live with more lightness and tranquility without complications. This is the kind of guide that makes your day-to-day life easier and helps you keep everything organized just as you are comfortable. Run la, FASA, or download and then tell me what's up. I want to know how these tips are helping you take better care of your life. Take advantage of this opportunity to transform your routine and feel more comfortable keeping your home in order. We are together, Nessa Caminhada. Declare war on paperwork. Paperwork clutter is one of the most common problems in any home. Bills, letters, receipts, notes, everything accumulates and ends up forming piles that seem impossible to manage. When we live alone, this situation can be even more difficult to manage because we don't always have a clear system for organizing these papers and preventing the chaos from growing. The problem is that loose paperwork not only takes up space, but also creates stress and makes it difficult to find important documents when we need them. Therefore, a trick that many women over 60 use is to create a simple system to organize and control their paperwork. How to do it in practice? First, gather all the papers you have scattered in one place. Then classify them into categories: bills, personal documents, correspondence, and other. Use folders or filing cabinets to store each group. For example, Rosa has one folder for paid bills and another for outstanding bills. She also reviews that folder every week to file or discard anything she no longer needs. You can also use a small box to store documents you need to review soon. The benefits of this practice are many. First, you reduce physical and mental clutter because you know where each paper is and you don't get overwhelmed by meaningless piles. Second, you save time because when you're looking for a document, you find it quickly. Third, you avoid missing important dates, such as bill due dates or doctor's appointments. In addition, keeping your paperwork organized helps you take better care of your personal affairs and gives you a sense of control and peace of mind. In short, declaring war on paperwork is a simple but very effective trick for keeping your house in order, especially if you live alone. You just need to dedicate a little time to organizing and then maintain that system consistently. Want to try it? Start today and feel how your space and your mind are freed from the chaos of papers. You'll see that with this change, your home will be more harmonious and you will feel calmer and more in control. Plan your purchases and avoid waste. Often, clutter in the home isn't just due to misplaced items, but also to food and products that go bad because we don't know what to buy or how much we really need. This generates waste, unnecessary spending, and more things to organize or throw away. When we live alone, it's common for shopping without a clear plan to end up complicating home organization. Therefore, a very useful trick is to plan your purchases in advance and consciously. How to do this in practice? Before going to the supermarket or ordering groceries, check what you have in the pantry and refrigerator. Make a list of what you really need, thinking about the meals you'll prepare during the week. For example, Luisa, a 65-year-old woman, started making a weekly shopping list and planning her menus. This way, she bought only what she needed and avoided accumulating products that were later forgotten and went bad. In addition, by better organizing her food, her kitchen stayed cleaner and tidier. The benefits of planning your purchases are many. First, you reduce waste and save money because you buy only what you'll use. Second, you keep your kitchen and pantry tidier because you don't accumulate unnecessary products. Third, it makes meal preparation easier and helps you maintain a more balanced diet. In addition, this practice gives you more control over your home and your time, avoiding the stress of constantly cleaning and organizing expired or spoiled products. In short, planning your shopping is a simple but very effective trick for keeping your home tidy, especially if you live alone. All it takes is a little organization and consistency to make a difference. Want to try it? Start this week. Make your list and feel how your kitchen and your life become calmer and more organized. You'll see that this change not only improves your home, but also your well-being. Limit the use of unnecessary objects and furniture. Often, clutter in the home is due to having too much furniture, ornaments, or utensils that we don't use, or that just take up space. This can make rooms look cluttered, making cleaning and organization difficult. When we live alone, it can be more complicated to manage all those objects because there's no one to help maintain order or recommend what to remove. The problem is that excess stuff makes it difficult for the house to feel comfortable and relaxing, and it can generate stress. Therefore, a very useful trick is to limit the use of non-essential furniture and objects. How to do this in practice? First, evaluate each room and think about which pieces of furniture or ornaments you actually use and which ones are just taking up space. For example, Carmen, a 66-year-old woman, noticed she had several small pieces of furniture and ornaments that she didn't use and that were just collecting dust. She decided to give away or sell what she didn't need and kept only what was necessary for her comfort. This made her house look more spacious and was easier to clean. The benefits of limiting unnecessary objects and furniture are many. First, you gain space and your home looks more organized and inviting. Second, you reduce the time and effort spent cleaning and organizing. Third, you improve the feeling of tranquility and comfort in your home. Furthermore, this practice helps you value what you have more and keep only what is truly useful or makes you happy. In short, limiting the use of unnecessary furniture and objects is a simple yet very powerful trick for keeping your home tidy, especially if you live alone. You just need to make an honest assessment and make the decision to simplify your space. Want to try it? Start today and feel how your home becomes more comfortable and easier to care for. You'll see that fewer things make a big difference in living better and with more peace of mind. Make tidying a daily habit. Often, clutter arises because we don't have a consistent routine for keeping the house clean and organized. When we live alone, it can be easy to let the days go by without doing anything, and that causes dirt and clutter to accumulate quickly. The problem is that without a daily habit, the task of cleaning can seem so large that we end up not wanting to start. Therefore, a very effective trick is to make tidying a habit that you do every day, even if it's just with small actions. How to do this in practice? Start by spending a few minutes each day tidying up something simple, picking up clothes, washing dishes, wiping down a table, or quickly wiping the floor. For example, Laura, a 65-year-old woman, says that she used to try to clean the entire house in one day and ended up exhausted. Now, with a daily habit, she does a little bit each day, and her home is always neat and pleasant. The benefits of making tidying a daily habit are many. First, you prevent clutter from accumulating and becoming unmanageable. Second, you reduce the time and effort you spend cleaning because by doing it little by little, nothing becomes burdensome. Third, you improve your well-being because living in a clean and tidy space greatly influences how you feel. Additionally, this habit helps you be more consistent and disciplined, which can be reflected in other areas of your life. In short, making tidying a daily habit is a simple yet very powerful trick for keeping your house tidy, especially if you live alone. You just need to commit to spending a few minutes each day taking care of your home. Want to try it? Start today and feel how your home and mind are filled with peace and tranquility. You'll see that with small daily steps, order becomes natural and your life becomes lighter. clean while you cook, the kitchen often becomes the most cluttered place in the house because while we prepare food, we leave dirty dishes, utensils out of place, and surfaces littered with clutter. This means we have to dedicate a lot of time and effort to leaving everything clean afterward. When we live alone, cleaning the kitchen can seem like a tedious and boring task, and that causes clutter to accumulate. Therefore, a very simple and effective trick is to take advantage of the time while cooking to clean and organize at the same time. How to do it in practice? While you're waiting for something to cook or heat up, use those minutes to wash a few dishes, set the table, or wipe down the countertop. For example, Anna, a 67-year-old woman, says that she used to put everything off and end up with a pile of things to clean. Now, while she prepares her meals, she takes the time to clean, and at the end of the day, she only needs a very short time to leave everything spotless. The benefits of cleaning while cooking are many. First, you reduce the overall time you spend cleaning because you don't let the clutter accumulate. Second, you prevent the kitchen from becoming a stressful and dirty place, which makes you feel better about cooking and being there. Third, you make cleaning a lighter and less boring task because you break it down into bite-sized chunks. Plus, this habit helps you keep the kitchen always ready to use and take better care of your health and that of your home. In short, cleaning while you cook is a simple yet powerful trick for keeping your house tidy, especially if you live alone. All it takes is a little attention and dedication to transform your routine. Want to try it? Start today and feel how your kitchen and your life become more organized and enjoyable. You'll see that with this small change, taking care of your home will be much easier and more enjoyable. After discovering these 15 tricks used by women over 60 to keep their house tidy, even if they are alone, it's clear that the secret lies in perseverance, organization, and keeping things simple. Dividing the house into zones, getting rid of things you don't use, creating short routines, and taking advantage of certain moments during the day to tidy up are strategies anyone can easily implement. We also learned that limiting purchases, labeling items, and cleaning while cooking help keep the home always clean and pleasant. Most importantly, these tricks don't require much time or effort, just a desire to change and improve your daily life. It doesn't matter if you live alone or with someone. What counts is starting small and maintaining discipline. Remember that a tidy house is not only a clean physical space, but also a place where you can feel peace and well-being. You have the power to transform your home and your life with small steps. Are you ready to put any of these ideas into practice today? Which of these tricks would you like to try first, and why? I invite you to share it in the comments so we can all work together to live more organized and joyful lives. You and your home deserve it.